Hello, buongiorno, come sta? In Italy, this means good day and how are you? In hope that you are all doing well during this pandemic, I will be taking you on a virtual tour of Italy. Please sit down, grab a snack, and enjoy wherever you are. Or in Italian, si divertito. My goal today is to inform you all about Italy. There are many interesting factoids behind the country that will soon be revealed to you. I will be covering the bases as well as critical details some do not realize. After researching extensively on the information behind Italy, I would like to share some things with you all. I will be using the most reliable and credible sources on the internet to be sure that I present to you the most legitimate information to back my facts. I will also be using examples to help support more complicated topics to make sure they are simplified to the point you all understand. As your tour guide, I would like to be straightforward with you guys and tell you all the truth. I would like to say if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to ask me during or after the tour. Now, let's get into it. The first place we will stop at in Italy is its history. As we know today, this is what makes Italy, Italy. This is what makes it the country that it is today. It was first founded in Rome during the reign of Augustus Caesar. As we may know, Augustus Caesar is one of the greatest leaders who ever reigned Rome. During his ruling, we see a Pax Romana. And what a Pax Romana is a era of peace and prosperity that lasted over 200 years. If we fast forward to the medieval ages, we see that Italy has split into a bunch of city-states. These city-states include Florence, Venice, and Genoa, and these city-states are flourishing with. The reason we see these city-states flourish is simply because after the fall of the Roman Empire, we see them battling European raiders, and the result of this battle is that they gain a whole lot of success and a whole lot of extra space around the country. Now that we have finished a bit of the history of Italy, let's move on into the culture. As you may know, the culture is very important here as we will be discussing the food and arts. As Remy from Ratatouille said, good food is like music. Italy is very well known for their cuisines. The most popular ingredients we see here is pasta, wine, and cheese, and they also have their own specific backgrounds. As pasta is made from dough and water, wine is seen to be made from grape juice, and cheese is made from goat milk. And we see over the process of 2,000 years how they have manifested each of these foods. The food here is not just food. It is a way of life. It is very important. Each region also has its own way of making the food, so there's different styles. The history of the Roman Empire, we see that food is more than just nourishment. There is a significance to it. We see them experiment with food after being released from the reign of the Roman Empire, because as they were under the Roman Empire, they weren't allowed to, per se, make their own food freely. So let's continue on. As we continue our travel, we are reaching near our last destination. It's been a wild ride, right? Let's venture into the Italian culture. Italian culture consists of many things, but I will only be discussing two with you all today. I plan to discuss religion and family. Out of these two topics, I will first be discussing the religion of Italy that's most commonly known is Roman Catholicism. If not Catholic, we see Christianity. And if we go into statistically speaking here, both of these religions make up 80% of the entire region. And if we break it down into further statistics, we see about 2/3 of the 80% being ruled by Christianity. According to Live Science, Roman Catholics and Christians make up 80% of the population, as I just told you. However, Christianity, as we see, takes up most of that percentage. According to Live Science, Statistically, we see that Roman Catholics and Christians make up 80% of this region. However, Christianity makes up a majority of this. Family in Italy is also a very, very important aspect here. According to a cultural atlas, we see that it is so important, so much so that we see the rates of people staying with their parents rise above the average. With this, the parents actually expect their children to stay and take care of them when they are old. With this being said, they also expect their children to reciprocate the same when they become older. There's also a deep, deep respect for the elderly. Many of the elderly avoid going to the nursing home because they are able to guilt trip, per se, or talk their grandchildren and children into keeping them at home with them. This first stemmed from the Italian immigrants, one of the first generations. They also did this same thing, if not something similar. As I said before, the bonds here are seen to be so strong that they leave at an older age than we see in Europe. As I said before, their relationships are very strong. They are so strong to the point where we see statistics that say from age 18 to 36, they tend to stay with their parents. Or the relationships are very strong to the point where we see statistics that say from age 18 up until the ripe age of 34, we see these people staying with their parents. Okay. Welcome to our last destination of this tour. It has been a great one, hasn't it? Yeah. We have gone back into the history and zoomed forward into the culture of food, arts, and family. As you have all seen, there are a lot of factors that make Italy, Italy. It is essential to know about the culture, religion, and the food of Italy, because there's always room to learn new things about other countries. Based off of this tour, I highly, highly recommend that you all one day take the time out and plan a trip to Italy. Thank you for your time.